my name is Fox Knight, so I'm Fox. I think my camera's a little tilted, but I'm now watching Creature Commandos, which I was going to be like, I'll just watch all 7 episodes and then just make a review of all of it together. And then, like, kind of watch the first episode, I'm like, I kind of want to break this down into the 7 episodes. I know I'm very late, so, you know, all the episodes are out, it's been out for months, and people have reviewed the shit out of it already. Whatever. This show is freaking great. Kind of sucks if Weasel's supposed to be our freaking werewolf for this show, because, you know, you got Nina over here, which is the creature from Black Lagoon. You have the bride, who's the bride of Frankenstein. You have Phosphorus, which I guess if you're going classic monsters route, like I know he's his own character, and also is Dr. Phosphorus the glowing green skull guy from My Adventures with Superman? I think that might supposed to be him. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. Apparently, DC likes creating a lot of the green, black skeleton characters that have green fire energy. Like the guy from Batman Beyond, Blight. Then you have G.I. Robot, which, not really, I guess, is a specific, like, monster thing like that, but yeah. Then you have Rick Flag Sr. Rick Flag Sr., even though, technically speaking, with his son dead, wouldn't he just be Rick Flag at that point? Like, do you still hold the title of Senior? If there's no Junior? Anyways, I think that's everyone. But pretty much, this is the Suicide Squad, very much. Like, the setup for this whole thing is, they have that Cersei from from Themyscira has brought in a legion of incels, like literally incels, which I'll say this, which I'm liking, which I'm going to give Disney some shit, because, you know, they cut 2 trans video or episodes from different shows, as well as the Spider-Man voice actor for Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, though I do want to see the show, and I will be seeing it from a third-party platform, because, yeah. Again, because I do want to review, I do want to watch it, but I don't want Disney to have my money, so, yeah. Third-party platform. In either case. In any case, pretty much the Suicide Squad, I think I said that already. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say, because the Spider-Man voice actor for that said, like, oh, I don't want the show to be woke, or something like that. And I'm like, you are dog whistling the hell out of this, shut up. Beside the point. But no, what I like about DC, which I applaud for DC, because I kind of like it, honestly, it's kind of, I love Marvel, but this kind of driven me a little bit to DC. They're okay making the fun out of those dumbasses, and I love that, because literally at one point the guys are, a land only for women, that's sick, like, I'm like, shut up, like it's they make fun of those guys, and they did that in the Harley Quinn show too, which I kind of rolled my eyes then, and I'm like, you know what, we kind of need that a lot now, especially right now, especially right now, at least here in the US, everywhere else, God, I keep laughing at that, please laughing at the freaking meat runs, but anyways, beside the point. This. Creature Commandos. Cersei, which is, I guess, a Wonder Woman villain, is trying to take over this country. So these guys are brought in as like a new Suicide Squad, but technically they're not Suicide Squad because they're not human, or at least not technically all human. I said technically because the bride is a living corpse, though she's a corpse of a human. That apparently doesn't count. Or Phosphorus was, I think, human. I'm not sure if he's mutated or a metahuman. I'm not entirely sure on the semantics or things for DC. Because, I don't know, for DC, you got, for Marvel, okay, you got mutants. Or I guess you have the mutated, but that's like really if you really want to get into like the weeds of like the stuff. Metahumans, I know they kind of are a thing. They are a thing, obviously. But I don't know, it never felt like, oh, as catchy as like, oh, that's a mutant or something like that. But then again, it was like something like, oh, Spider-Man's not a mutant, he's a mutated. It's like, shut up. The hell does that... Okay. In any case. These guys, because they're not human, and Amanda Waller was kind of outed for using humans for Project Task Force X, they're using a loophole where, like, these guys aren't human, so we can use them to make our new Task Force X. Also, instead of blowing up their brains or heads, we just electrocute the shit out of them. So Rick, as well as all these guys, are sent to this vague European country where which one? This guy's a smart ass, which I love. But, and Nina's a little cute. This girl's like mad as hell at the world. He's just a weasel. He likes killing Nazis. By God, do I love the robot that likes to kill Nazis. Especially right now. They go to Disney Castle. And pretty much, like, this land is, like, you know, royal family, so that, which it's funny because you see the pictures of, like, all the family members, and, like, and as the bride says, the gene pool seems to be above ground and inflatable. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I love that. But pretty much, this is supposed to be, like, a country that's, like, back in the day, I guess? Like, it hasn't progressed recently. Like, they even say, like, a lot of their, like, reference stuff was, like, late 90s, early 2000s. But then you see their freaking... Then look at these suits. I like him too. They're knights, but they have like super high-tech armor. It's like, what do you mean you're not in the... What do you mean? Like, she's like, my country is very backwards and and resists progress. I'm like, are you sure about that? Like, holy shit, that's a Terminator suit. I want that. I could be Iron Man with that. Like, but yeah, this dude here was giving me Ironclad Tim vibes. He's again joking, making like late 90s references. Like, we are just like American, yes? And like, sure, okay. They're treated all as guests, honored guests, pretty much, and that's the queen. And apparently the princess really likes Rick Flag, because it's... And also Mina tries to be friends with G.I. Robot, and G.I. Robot's like, we can be friends if we are killing Nazis. Will you kill Nazis with me, Mina? And Mina's like, yeah, sure. And he's like, great, we shall kill Nazis together. And she's like, if there's anyone I wanted to kill Nazis with, it'd be you. And I'm like, I can't wait till you start killing Nazis. But yeah, also, the Weasel is freaking great.
The goal here is to keep you safe, Ilana.
I'm happy to have the company.
Also, she's royalty, but apparently, I'm hoping the incest stopped somewhere at her inception.
That one.
Just the drag off is great. But yeah, Ilana really likes him. Even shows him his her wardrobe.
That's not an armoire. Listen, Ilana, I don't think this is exactly it.
Well, Rick Flag is... God, I was like, well, okay, I guess, alright. Anyways. They don't do anything, sadly, but, you know, not that I wanted to see it, but in the sense of, I also feel bad because she also feels like that's probably like the only guy that can actually treat her like a person, which I'm like, that's kind of sad. I'm hoping they get together. But yeah, pretty much the first episode, it's them meeting each other and stuff like that. Also, I will say this too, which I really love, because a big thing with DC right now, especially with James Gunn taking over and all that stuff, a massive thing was like, you know, the Zack Snyder fans are hating on it and like, oh, where's James Gunn? James Gunn hasn't said anything or do whatever. And I will say this, which I love. The man not only gave a pretty good intro for all the characters and all that, and also so far it seems to be very well written, just to make sure, just to, again, rub it in these same people's faces, which are the people that he's making fun of with the incels in the beginning of this, are following Cersei and all that. Also, the whole reason why they're coming to protect this because, you know, this country has, like, some resources for America and all that, so that's why Amanda wants him there. Also, Frankenstein's in here. Man literally put himself in the intro just to be like, yup, I wrote this, you dumbasses. I wrote this. This is part of my DC universe. Like, I love the balls of James Gunn. Not like that, but you know, like God. He said, "Yep, created for television by James Gunn." Which, honestly, Rick Flag and James Gunn having look similar-ish hair, and I don't know. But yeah, pretty much these all the other, and again, like this is also a very poor-looking country. The rest of it is a better shot of like all their outfits, kind of. Well, you can barely see, but still, like again, those armored suits. Holy shit, those are cool. But yeah, these guys are pretty cool. And then like eventually, a big thing that happens, Mina and the bride really runs out, tries to escape. Mina follows as they go to as they head out into the country, which I actually really like this too. Like, one, the bride is just an asshole to everyone, which I guess makes sense, because if, Frankenstein's bride, not really treated all that well, really, even in the story, like, the original story, she was going to be made, but then was stopped, because Frankenstein, I can't make another one of these suckers, holy shit! Go watch Over the Skies Productions video of Frankenstein, the book Frankenstein, or, go read the actual book, but for me, I personally like watching those videos, and those give me a lot of the info pretty quickly. And they're done really well. I love the art on that also. Big inspirations. But
darn it.
Shamina's the nice one. The bride is not. I like this part too.
Money. Cough up some cash. I don't have any freaking rubles on me. How am I supposed to get around?
Oh, the money is not called rubles.
Yeah, I know. It was meant to be insulting. Just give us some cash.
God, look at that sassy pose. I love her. I like it, like, just right here. The sass from her, but then, like, the little timidness from Mina.
Thank you. She needs to say thank you. No, I don't need anything in the store.
Asshole. I love her, but also, like, God. Also, they just go straight with, like... I really do also love this, too, which, again, I think this is kind of what you got... Okay, I'll get more into everything else also, but also I do like that, like, they are seem to be trying to go... Like, obviously, this is more of an adult show, which, yeah, makes sense. But I do like that they're doing that more, and it's all part of the same universe. Like, mind you, yeah, Marvel has a Deadpool, but, like, I think that's kind of really it. Like, everything else is obviously more family-focused, which, yeah, is good. No shit, it's made by Disney. But I do like that this is trying to separate itself from that while also still being, comic book. It's made for adults, but also made for, still comic book likers. Lovers, but also to say F off to those certain comic book lovers that are kind of pains in the ass. Don't go on Twitter. God, please don't. Please, I'm begging you, don't go on Twitter. In any case, middle of the night, while they're going to, like, it's where we later on find out is where the bride was created. Rick is sleeping, and Phosphorus breaks in to try to grab the remote that shocks the hell out of him, which the remote shocks all of them as soon as it's activated.
Hey.
Also, can you just say how powerful he must be to kick his ass like that? Also, I like the running gag that, like, they can't see, like, him smiling or his eyes. So, like, he'll be like, sarcastic smile to tell them that. Or, like, at one point he's looking like this down at the bride, and the bride's like, you better not be looking at me. He's like, okay. And the action is really well done. If I could mute this just for a little bit, just to show a little bit of the action, like, the fires are like, I'm loving that right now we are getting the funny bits of that too. I really like but now we're getting very much more comic book oriented stuff. Like, mind you, this is obviously animated, so they can go full crazy with, like, animation wise, and obviously it's going to look more like the comic books. But if this is how, like, this is the introduction to the new DC universe, although technically speaking, the Suicide Squad and I think Blue Beetle, I think technically are in this universe, technically speaking. Even though they were made before, they are technically part of this universe. which, that's freaking, yeah, he just burns the shit out of himself, and, like, there's such really good fight, and I do like that Rick even says, to, like, he's like, do you think I am the only one with this remote? Like, Waller has one, could shot the shit out of you all for days on end. Like, we're supposed to be working as a team together. Like, I like that Rick is not trying to peel an Amanda Waller, or I think, like, a Rick Flag, I think, remember clearly, in the Suicide Squad, where it's like, I could blow your brains out right now and all this other stuff. Like, he's like, no, we're supposed to be working together. We're supposed to be a team. Can we just act like one? Like, he treats them as humans. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Like, it makes me where I like Rick Flag, obviously. Like, I already liked Rick before this, but it shows that he is someone who's like, I see you all as human, even though the government does it, the company all does it. I do. And I like that. Then also at the very end, old lady watching the house sees them, and turns out Frankenstein is out on the beach partying and is happy that his wife has now been found after all these years. But yeah, so, and just, let me see, did I miss anything else on here? But, let me see. Likes her, Gunn intro, Task Force X, Outlawed, Alexi's an ass, Nina, Robot Phosphorus, Weasel attacks people, rejecting progress at progress as corrupt, but has high-tech suits. 2 Army, 2 years after Suicide Squad, right, Princess likes him, really likes him, Bride gets robbed, it's just robbed the guy, locked in. Yeah, okay. So, but one thing I really like about, I like all the writing and all that stuff, it's fun, the smart assness is great. What I really like about this, though, which I think could set this off from the MCU, as well as, like, other stuff, because I don't know if Zack Snyder tried it, like, I wouldn't say Zack Snyder tried this, honestly. Like, that, like, people like to give shit about the Star Wars, sequel series, and, like, that's like, oh, well, they were just flying this through their pants. I think Zack Snyder's shit was definitely that crap, because again, like, it's weird as shit, like, how they kind of did that, and they kind of tried to set up, like, oh, this world has always been a thing, but then, like, no, like, I don't know, it's really weird, like, I feel, they try to make it feel like, oh, yeah, the world has always been, like, superheroes, kind of, and all this stuff, like, there's always been the mysterious Batman, there's always been Themyscira, obviously, and all this stuff, and, like, there's war back in that, but then, and, like, ancient time, all this bullshit, but for some reason, everything was just quiet for, like, 90% of the world, and all this, like, really? Like, I don't know, it's weird on that note, but I like kind of how this is, where, like, Wonder Woman isn't in this. At least, I don't know. Well, she might make an appearance. I don't know. Wonder Woman isn't in this. You have a Wonder Woman bad guy. Superman isn't in this. At least, not yet or whatever. But Dr. Phosphorus, which I'm assuming is a Superman villain, is in this. Actually, I can probably look that up. Is Dr. Phosphorus a Superman villain?
According to Wikipedia,
Oh.
Dr. Phosphorus is a supervillain who has appeared in various comic book series published by DC Comics. Primarily an enemy of Batman.
Wait a minute. My Adventures with Superman, Green Skull guy. Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't Dr. Phosphorus in frickin' My Adventures with Superman. That was Atomic Skull. How could I have gotten them frickin' confused? But... Okay, so that's Atomic Skull. Okay, well, still, you have, what? 2 Batman villains? No. Dr. Phosphorus is a Batman villain. I guess Jared Bro. I guess none of the other ones are Batman villains, technically speaking. Weasel. We do know Harley Quinn's in this. So, well, not in this, but, she exists. So we know that Batman exists. We have, all these different weird shit already going on with this. Which, anything, this is probably and then also we know in the Superman show, supposedly, there's, like, all the other... like it's, whatever other superheroes, like Green Lanterns and all this other stuff. I haven't seen the trailers, but I've seen little, images of it, like there's Hawk Girl and all this other stuff. So they've already set up a world that's there. Yes, Zack Snyder tried to do this shit. Didn't really work out all that well, did it? This, I feel like, is setting it up really well. If anything, this is actually a really good way to introduce the world. Yeah, it's an animated show on streaming, which, a lot of people are like, oh, animation's for kids. Oh boy, are you going to be screwed when you show your kids this. But I like how this show is kind of doing it, honestly. It's already introducing this with this world of DC, again, you have a Wonder Woman bad guy. You have a Batman bad guy now. And then you have all these other weirdos all together. That's kind of cool. Also, wait a minute. Did Harley mention the Catboy in Blue in the Suicide Squad? Or did they ever mention Superman in that one? In the Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad. Because I know in Suicide Squad they did. The Suicide Squad, I don't think they ever did. I know in Peacekeeper there's even Jason Momoa's Aquaman, which now they're making him into Lobo, which, great casting for that, but also I kind of would have preferred him to be a hero still, but whatever, fine. And also be able to run his own show, not just be a side cast guy, but, kind of taking a step down there, but fine, whatever. But I'm liking this. Again, this sets up that the world is already weird, already superheroes. It's not like Marvel where, there was obviously Captain America way back when, but really the inciting incident for heroes to exist was Iron Man. And after Iron Man, that's when everything kind of shot up and suddenly, you have all the freaking insane shit going on everywhere. Iron Man felt like it was the inciting incident before all hell broke loose. At least that's how it kind of feels like. Yeah, we got later on oh wait, Miss Marvel was there in the 90s. Oh, Captain America way in the past. Yeah, sure. But really, when was the inciting incident? It all started the 20th century and that kind of blew off, the 21st century, and kind of blew up from there. Where it feels like, okay, no, this world has already been weird and already had these weird characters and shit in here. So at least now we're gonna... Pause it, Rick, where he's about to slam his face to the ground. Damn! But, yeah. I don't know. I like how this is going with it. I like how it's already kind of feeling like a world that's already been lived in with all these crazy superhero stuff. I don't think it's going to be too insane when an alien comes flying down. But, I don't know. Also, I kind of wonder how this world is going to feel also. Because if the new Superman movie is supposed to feel like old, I don't know, 60s, 70s kind of style to it, is Batman going to have that kind of... Actually, that would be amazing if they do that. Which, mind you, I like the Batman in Robert Pattinson's Batman, don't get me wrong. But if they're going to go with the Gotham where it's... Well, I guess that one's kind of like that too. But if... you know what? I think the Batman could still also fit if they wanted to use that Batman. But if they were going to go more that older 60s, if you... Incredibles 2 kind of world for all of DC Universe to give it that distinct style, I kind of would be okay with that. That seems kind of cool. But then again, this is also seems very... Well, then again, this country is supposedly held back with progress. I don't know. I would kind of it'd be kind of cool if Metropolis was this 60s, 50s, 70s, whatever, 60s style world, but then you have Arkham or Gotham where it's again, maybe a little bit more like a mafia, I think it's 50s too, style also, but then you have some other places where a little bit more modern-ish, or some places that are a little bit more back. I don't know, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be an interesting superhero cinematic world to be in. Especially because, you have, if Las Palmas is in this, then that's just straight modern day. So yes, I don't know. Anyways, I like this show. The show is really fun. I can't wait to watch more. I'm just gonna do each episode separately. It's only 7 episodes. Why the hell not? But anyways, thanks for watching. Share videos. Hopefully enjoy this. Hopefully I have more. This is honestly making me more excited for the... Oh, God, just look at that shot. Holy shit. But, this is making me very excited for the DCU. But thanks for watching, and who will see you later. I should do Harley Quinn show, too. I'm, back by 2 seasons. I gotta finish the comic. Anyways.